Laps auf der Seite, geht sich schon nirgends. Guys, sit off on the sidewalk, please.
Pretty unfair setup. We have 2 mics and 1 speaker, but we gotta do what we gotta do. In the name of the Grand Rebbe, on behalf of the entire village of New Square, our beloved mayor, board members and trustees, as well as the residents of New Square, we would like to welcome our very distinguished guest, the venerable. When it comes to defending the state of Israel, you took the heat, but you would not flinch. When it came to inviting the Prime Minister in order to give a true close friend and ally a chance of speaking the truth and the facts, you, Mr. Speaker, took the heat, but did not waver. You were even ready to go it alone, if need be. And so it is an honor and a privilege to welcome to New Square, to welcome to Rockland County, the 56th Speaker of the House, the Honorable Mike Johnson.
Thank you all so very much. I've heard about this gathering for some time, and it is really something to see in person. I really feel welcomed. It's my great honor to be here. It was mentioned earlier, I have a personal love and respect for your sacred institutions and customs, and it's more than that. I am joining with you in the fight to preserve them, and we will do whatever is necessary to make sure that it's never been more important than it is right now for us to stand in support of those customs and institutions, to stand in support of the state of Israel, to stand with the Jewish people. We've seen this alarming rise of anti-Semitism that's been discussed here today. It is alarming. We always knew that it was out there, but we never saw it, at least in my lifetime, in recent years, on display as it has been recently. It's shameful, and it's quite frightening. And one thing is certain, that Jewish people deserve to live safely and freely in their spiritual and ancestral homeland, and also in America. Our great nation, America, has always been a safe haven for the Jewish people, and we take great pride in that, and we have to preserve it because it is an essential part of who we are as Americans. We have a Judeo-Christian heritage that is the foundation of the country. I'm often reminded what our first 2 presidents said, and you students, when you study American history, you'll be reminded of this. George Washington was the father of our country, and he famously said in his farewell address, he said, of all the dispositions and habits which lead to political prosperity, religion and morality are indispensable supports. That's right. And John Adams was our 2nd president. He said, remember this, our Constitution is made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. That's right. When Congressman Lawler and I went to Columbia University with our colleagues to stare down that angry mob, what we saw was both alarming, and in some ways, what we saw off campus was also inspiring. We met with a large group of Jewish students off campus. They were not allowed to go on into their own university, into their own school for fear of their physical safety. But you know what was inspiring to us is their spirits were undaunted. They stood strong. They know who they are. They know who they serve, and they will not be cowed in fear. We will not allow it. That angry mob was gnashing their teeth and screaming profanity at us, and we looked right into that crowd and we spoke with the same moral clarity that we demand of every elected official in this country right now. Now is the time to stand against anti-Semitism, and we will do it with every fiber of our being. Immediately upon my becoming speaker in October, the very first act that I brought to the floor was a resolution condemning the atrocities of October 7th and standing with Israel. This is good versus evil, light versus darkness, civilization versus barbarism, and we must say that clearly as well. We've done a number of things since with the leadership of Mike Lawler and Mark Molinaro and our other colleagues who stand with Israel as we do. We passed important funding measures for Israel. We are going after these universities as well. The universities that are fomenting anti-Semitism will pay a price for that. They will. You know, they collect billions of American taxpayer dollars every year, and they don't deserve that. If you cannot protect the safety and the fundamental constitutional freedoms of your students, you do not deserve federal taxpayer dollars. We're also going to address the student visa program. Let me give you a news item here. If you're an aspiring young terrorist from an Arab state, you do not get to come to the United States and prey upon your Jewish classmates. We're not going to allow that. Next month, we will be honored to welcome Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to address a joint session of Congress. And I had to work very hard to get him here. He and I have spoken many times over the last several days about the scheduling, but we have some of our Democrat colleagues who are going to try to boycott that address. They're going to try to protest that address. And if they do that, then we will handle that appropriately as well. That's right. The Prime Minister will make history when he comes on July 24th, because he will be the state official, the head of state of another nation who has addressed Congress the most times. It will be his 4th time, and he will surpass Winston Churchill for having spoken to Congress the most times. I don't want to go on all day long. I could talk to you for a long time about the ways that we're standing with you and with the state of Israel and with the cause, but I do want to mention just briefly this matter of school choice. This is an essential fight for us to win, because that's right. The birth certificate of America is the Declaration of Independence. We will celebrate the 248th birthday of our nation just in a couple of weeks on July 4th. And that seems like a long time in the span of human history, but when you compare it to the nation of Israel, it's a very short amount of time. But we're going to preserve this great experiment in self-governance, and it is built upon very firm foundations. We state right in the beginning of our nation's birth certificate what we proclaim to be self-evident truths. And among those truths is the idea that we are created by God and that He is the one that gives us our rights, not the government. Okay? Among those precious freedoms is the right to religious freedom. In fact, we call it our first freedom in America, because if you read the Bill of Rights in the First Amendment, it is quite literally the first that is guaranteed to us, because it is a self-evident truth that it is a right given to us by God and it must be preserved. And as part of that is the right to religious education, the right to pass our faith along to our children. And we will fight for that freedom with every ounce of energy we have. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support, for your prayers, for your encouragement. We are in this together. You have a true partner in the Speaker's office, and I want to thank you as well for sending fellow warriors like these men here, Mike Lawler and Mark Molinaro. They are essential to this fight. We live in very dangerous times. We live in fateful times. But I will tell you this, they accuse me of over-spiritualizing everything in Washington, but I don't think you can. I believe that God is going to bless us, and He is going to give us another chance to save this great republic. You are a part of that. We thank you for standing in the gap with us. We will stand with you, and we will continue this fight every single day that I hold the gavel. God bless you for your hospitality.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sure. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. No, I know. Thank you.